Hello, dear astrology lovers, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Alexandra, and I'm a professional ESAR certified astrologer. In today's video, we're covering the astrological transits for August 2026 and what a month it's going to be. We're entering the eclipse season, and on top of that, Mercury, Venus, Mars, and the Sun are all changing signs. Also, Mercury has just finished its retrograde journey through Cancer, and we're all eager to finally accelerate and move forward again. If July was marked by delays, misunderstandings, a melancholic mood with Mercury retrograde in Cancer, insecurity as well, or questioning different areas of your life, August is going to be quite the opposite. We're all going to feel a noticeable shift in energy, not only because Mercury is now moving direct, but also because of all the other planetary shifts taking place throughout the month. And now let's see what you can expect on a personal level. Hello, dear Pisces Rising. This is your horoscope for August 2026. This month is bringing a lot of planetary activity in the sky, and in mid-August, we'll have a powerful stellium in Leo in your sixth house, which is the house of work, health, daily routine, and people who provide services to you. The stellium will consist of Mercury, Jupiter, the Sun, and the Moon. And the Sun and the Moon will be close to the South Node, so there will be a solar eclipse on August 12th in your sixth house. This means that August could be an important and even pivotal month for the areas I just mentioned. But before the eclipse, in the first half of August, we'll have some important planetary changes. On August 6th, Venus, the ruler of your third and eighth house, is entering Libra in your eighth house. And just a few days later, on the 9th, Mercury will enter Leo in your sixth house, and at the same time, it will form a conjunction with Jupiter. When these planetary changes happen, Venus in Libra, Mercury and Jupiter in Leo, and Uranus in Gemini will form a powerful lotus configuration. It will include your fourth, sixth, and eighth house, with the emphasis on the sixth, because that's where you'll have the powerful stellium I just mentioned, as well as the solar eclipse in mid-August. All of these planets are benefics, and being connected within the lotus configuration, they could bring some positive changes and opportunities in your everyday work and routine, and also in your finances because of Venus in the eighth house, and even in your private life with Uranus in the fourth. In case if you are not familiar with the lotus configuration, it's a harmonious configuration that consists of two sextiles and the trine, so its impact is very beneficial, and it will be active in the first half of August. Also, Venus in Libra in your eighth house will form a grand trine with Pluto in Aquarius and Uranus in Gemini. This is another powerful and harmonious configuration. It can bring positive circumstances related to finances and investments in your case. Moreover, Venus in the eighth house will be in sextile with the conjunction of Mercury and Jupiter in the sixth. So there could be some successful transactions that will bring money to you. You can receive payments. Remember that the eighth house represents other people's money, and you'll have Venus in Libra there. Venus is a money significator along with Jupiter, and now they will be in a sextile covering your eighth and sixth houses. This is very beneficial for your work, and the aspect will be active in the first half of August. On top of that, Jupiter will be in conjunction with Mercury, your seventh house ruler, which represents other people. So again, this could mean easy collaboration and other people's willingness to pay you for your services, skills, products, and everything you offer. Mercury is also the ruler of your fourth house, so the first half of the month is great for your private business if you are an entrepreneur, and also for your private life in general. Also, it's good to know that if you are a landlord and have tenants, they will be represented by your sixth house, while you will be represented by the 10th. So there could be some positive circumstances around that as well. If you are trying to rent out an apartment, a house, a room, the first 2 weeks of August could bring great opportunities. Also, if you are in a managerial position, the atmosphere could be very productive and positive between you and your team. If you've been working on a project, you could receive recognition, positive feedback, and even a bonus. Also, if you're looking for a job, the first half of August could be very fruitful when it comes to your search and applications. So be active in sending your CV and emails to potential employers and collaborators. Remember that Mercury, your seventh house ruler, will be in conjunction with Jupiter, your ruler, in the sixth house and in a sextile with Venus, your third house ruler. So this is all about connecting and communicating with other people. There will also be a harmonious aspect from Uranus. So, positive circumstances and surprises are possible. Overall, your sixth house will be under the strong influence of Jupiter until the summer of 2027, which, together with other aspects, can bring amazing new opportunities, especially at work. I have a separate video covering that transit, and if you haven't seen it yet, you can check it out later. It's titled Pisces Rising, Transiting Jupiter in Leo 2026 2027. And on August 12th, we'll have a powerful solar eclipse at 20 degrees of Leo in your sixth house. A solar eclipse is also a new moon, and this one will be on the south node. If you have any planets around this degree of Leo, you could experience significant changes over the next 6 months, especially when it comes to everything the sixth house represents. Of course, the conjunction is the strongest aspect, and then if you have any planets around 20 degrees of the other fire signs, as well as the air and fixed signs, this eclipse could shake them up and awaken their natal potential. So check which houses they rule and what kind of story they have to offer. And since the eclipse is happening on the south node, it could push you to do some clearing in your sixth house and make space for new experiences over the coming weeks and months. You might release certain activities that take up space in your schedule but don't make sense anymore. It can be anything that's part of your routine. This can also refer to your health. Is there anything that needs to be reduced or completely let go of? It can be something in your diet or a habit or anything that's related to the sixth house. And as I said, the eclipse is also a new moon, so it can bring a powerful new beginning in the way you function on a daily basis. And of course, regarding your work, the eclipse can bring some fated, important, and even karmic opportunities, not only in the days surrounding the eclipse, but also in the coming weeks and months. It could be a new collaboration, a new company, a new position, or simply a change of department. And all these opportunities are additionally boosted by transiting Jupiter in the sixth house. Again, watch that video if you haven't done it already. Of course, with the south node, you'll have to release something. It could be a role you've outgrown long ago, or a company, or a job that doesn't allow you to use your full potential. So, you can also create a completely new strategy when it comes to your professional development, and it could mark a significant new beginning in your work. So, what is it that you would like to initiate in this area of your life? The effects of an eclipse can last for 6 months, so use this period in the most productive way you can. And one more good thing about this eclipse is that it will form a trine with Saturn in your second house. So it's great for anything new you'd like to build over time in your work and finances. Also, around the time of the eclipse, Mercury in Leo in your sixth house will be opposed to Pluto in Aquarius in the 12th. Pay attention to your communication at work and try to avoid conflicts because Mercury in Leo can be quite dramatic, especially when it's afflicted by Pluto. And since the sixth house is the house of health, be a little more careful when moving, running, walking, and driving, especially if you have a similar aspect in your birth chart. And on August 11th, one day before the eclipse, Mars, the ruler of your second and ninth house, is entering Cancer in the fifth. The moment it enters Cancer, it will form a T square with Venus in the eighth and Neptune in the second. This can be a bit challenging for relationships and finances, but mostly for those who have similar aspects in their birth chart. Be careful who you are lending money to, and also be careful with payments and personal belongings, because with Neptune involved, there could be some losses. And overall, try to stay focused and don't trust everyone too easily while these aspects are active. Also, in your love life, if your natal Venus is afflicted by Neptune, there could be some disappointments, but only if you are prone to self delusion and pushing things under the rug. In the second half of the month, Venus will be opposed to Saturn, so there could be some reality checks. And when it comes to Mars in Cancer, Cancer is the sign of its fall, and its actions are driven by emotions. So sometimes it can be too reactive or passive aggressive. If you have similar aspects between Mars, Venus, and Neptune in your birth chart, there could be some tension in your romantic life. So pay attention to that and try to avoid conflicts. In the second half of the month, Mars will be squared by Saturn, as I said, which can make you feel like things are difficult in your love life. So if you've been single for a long time, this could be even a period of frustration. You could feel blocked. But whenever Saturn blocks us, it actually gives us an opportunity to finally pause and rethink the direction we've been following. Maybe it's the wrong one. This could also refer to the things you love doing. Maybe you need a change in that area as well. So some of you could come to important conclusions. And the fifth house is also the house of sports. So be careful while exercising and being physically active, because Mars will be squared by Saturn, and both of these planets will be in the signs of their fall. Be careful not to expose yourself to any unnecessary risk or injury. Also, with both Neptune and Saturn afflicting Venus in the eighth house, it's not the time to take on any debt or take out a loan, because things might not be clear enough and there could be some regrets later. Here, I have to underline that your birth chart is the basis of everything that's happening to you. If you don't have any similar aspects in it, then these afflictions are not your story. It's not your atmosphere, and those are not your lessons to learn. You probably have some other lessons and you're not prone to these specific situations. In general, as you can see, there's a lot of contrast in the aspects and configurations in August. The positive and negative ones are somehow intertwined, and the point of astrology is to help us navigate through them in the most beneficial way for us. The first half of August could bring amazing opportunities, but also be vigilant and don't let Neptune trick you. If something sounds too good to be true, then it's probably not the best choice, at least this August. And on the 23rd, the Sun will enter Virgo in your seventh house, and on the 25th, Mercury will follow. Both of these planets will be squared by Uranus in Gemini in your fourth house, so the end of the month could be a little stressful. The affliction will be active until the end of the month, and on the 28th, we'll have a lunar eclipse on the North Node at 4 degrees of Pisces in your first house. If you have any planets around 4 degrees of Pisces and the other mutable signs, as well as the earth and water signs, this eclipse could trigger significant changes. This eclipse is specific because Mercury and the Sun will form a T square with Uranus, and the Moon, of course. So there will be this strong T square between the Sun, Mercury, the Moon, and Uranus, and it will cover your first, seventh, and fourth house. So, what does it mean for you? It could shake up your relationships with other people and even break some connections. I wouldn't recommend making any radical decisions or starting important conversations in the days surrounding the eclipse, especially if your natal Mercury is afflicted by Uranus. This could also include your family because Uranus is in your fourth house and Mercury is its ruler. Give yourself time to think and analyze first. Don't let things trigger you too easily. And if they do, try not to react. For some, this could mean a marriage crisis, especially if the marriage is already unstable. On the other hand, this lunar eclipse will be on the north node, which is positive because it represents growth and works like Jupiter. So maybe you'll be redirected toward things that are more meaningful to you. It could mean saying goodbye to certain clients or letting go of your family's expectations. It could be a change that will help you better align with what you truly need and want in life. And in the end, I want to clarify the impact of eclipses because some of you might get scared because of the affliction from Uranus. So, for events to be activated, the eclipse has to fall on a planet or house cusp in your birth chart or simply form a strong aspect with the planet in it. If the eclipse is activating something in your horoscope and on top of that you have similar aspects in your birth chart, then it could bring some important events. Otherwise, it can just pass. So not every eclipse will impact everyone. And if it does impact you, try to stay grounded in the last week of August and remember that even if change happens, nothing it's nothing but an opportunity for growth and expansion, even if it doesn't seem like that in the beginning. To sum everything up, August is a super dynamic month, so try to make the most of the positive aspects and don't panic or overreact during the intense ones. I hope you found this video useful and inspiring. If you did, please subscribe to my channel. It will help it grow, and you'll also stay up to date with my monthly horoscopes and other astrology videos. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next one.